The Caribbean, sun, sea and palm trees, turquoise waters and lonely islands, an underwater world without comparison. The world's second largest barrier reef stretches along Belize's coastline. The natural habitat of a wide variety of fauna and flora is under strict protection. The reef drops 1,000 meters to the sea floor, opening up a view of pristine coral gardens. But the country's got a lot to offer above water too. 40% of Belize's natural environment is protected, an intact rainforest with abundant flora and fauna. And the mix of people living in Belize is as colourful as nature. Formerly British Honduras, a British colony, Belize is now home to people of many different ethnicities. Garinagu, Creole, Mennonites, and of course the Maya, who protect a particular treasure. Anyone visiting Belize today will come across traces of the ancient Maya. The temple complexes hint at the advanced civilization that once developed here. The Maya lived in flourishing cities, larger than their contemporary counterparts in Central Europe. They cultivated corn, were masters in mathematics, and developed the famous Mayan calendar. And they had their own script. Today, only 3 Maya manuscripts remain. They tell us that the gold of the Maya was the cocoa bean. Cocoa was not for everyday use. It played a role in rituals. Cocoa was a resounding success. It was the food of the gods, mixed with holy water and crushed flowers. Cocoa was also served to the bride and groom at weddings. And finally, cocoa was quite simply a currency. Then as now, cocoa was mainly grown in the south of the country. Punta Gorda is the capital, an important cultural and trading center. As well as lots of fish, they say particularly good cocoa comes from the country's heartland. We've even heard about this in faraway Austria. That's why chocolatier Josef Zotter from Styria has decided to come and visit the Maya, together with his wife Ulrika and his youngest daughter Valerie. Josef Zotter can enjoy the tastes of Belize in the market. Hot habanero chilies, manioc and beans. The country seems fertile. But where is the cocoa? Armando Choco from the Toledo Cocoa Growers Association can help.
Hi, Mr. Zotter.
How are you?
Good morning.
Thank you for coming.
Welcome to TCJ.
This is your office?
Yes, this is our office.
This is great.
This is where everything is done. This is where we...
Cocoa beans are here?
Exactly. This is where cocoa beans. Hi, Miss
Amanda,
Uli.
nice to meet
Good
you.
morning.
Yes.
Good to meet you.
Yes,
Valerie, good morning.
yes,
Morning.
our younger daughter.
Great,
She
great.
loves cocoa too.
Yeah,
But
we all
only
do.
the
We
fruits.
all
Yeah.
do.
Where does cocoa grow? What does it look like? And most importantly, how good is it? Lots of questions. The answers can be found in Belize's rainforest. This is a place with a long tradition of cocoa farming. The Ball family have been growing cocoa for 3 generations. It started with grandfather Reyes, who later handed part of his land to his son Justiniano, who also grows cocoa just like his grandson.
This is from me. This is my plants. The 3rd generation is it. Yeah, I learned from my father. My father get it from him. So we're just going on with this cocoa business here.
Father and grandfather use traditional methods of cultivation. The youngest family member is treading new paths, one of which is selection.
This tree I plant from selected seeds also, and when I plant them, it produces like this for every year. Every year it produces one lot. So no, this machete is heavy too, that's why.
I don't know.
It's a big one.
But I don't do it.
Yeah.
Oh wow. It looks tasty.
Yeah.
So.
Got it.
Ja, Wahnsinn. Molly. Nein. She loves this. She loves it. It's not good. It's not good, huh? It's good. You make great cocoa beans. So when we have good cocoa beans, we have a good chocolate, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
wo bist du, Wally? Sag einmal. Bist du wahnsinnig?
Oh, she gave it for you now.
Ja, she is running with the cocoa
She's
fruit.
running.
It's the sort of cocoa forest you find in a storybook. There's order in the apparent chaos. It's the order of nature.
The new ideas that I am bringing is mixing my field, biodiversifying my field with other different species of fruit trees, timber trees, like the coconut trees and others.
Das ist es, so ist es nicht. Du brauchst für sowas auch Visionäre. Ne? Und das merkst du total. Nicht? Das sind jetzt mehrere Generationen, die das machen und der Junge, der lebt das jetzt so richtig. Ne? Und der Großvater schaut zu und sagt, ob das gut geht.
Even today, cocoa is prepared the same way it was 4,000 years ago. The beans are roasted on an open fire, and the smell of cocoa fills the entire room. The outer shells are carefully removed, and the beans ground to a fine paste. Cocoa is only served as a drink, but made with water rather than milk.
Echte Knochenarbeit, oder? Könnte man Schokoladetafel machen. Warte, ja. Aber ich mache eine Schokoladetafel. Nehmen wir mit nach Europa. Ja. Passen. Das ist kein Zucker drin. Jetzt ist aber. There's no sugar inside. You know?
No sugar,
She loves
bitter.
with sugar. Yes.
So this one?
Where do you buy the cocoa beans?
Here we could like easy find a living with no money. We could like get everything in the farm. We grow with that. So we still take it from our father, grandfather to stay on the farm and get what we could get in the farm and eat. We could live with that. We could survive.
A cocoa forest is a wonder of nature. Cocoa trees sprout their aromatic flowers directly from the trunk. And even while the trees are in blossom, they are already bearing the first green fruit. Just a little later, and they burst into an explosion of color. When the rainforest disappears, then the harmony of nature will be at an end. Luckily, what's normal in most Latin American countries is the exception here in Belize. Slash and burn destroys functioning ecosystems. Blossoming gardens become a desolate agricultural wasteland. that's not how the Maya treat the natural world. Woodpeckers always cause a lot of damage by pecking holes into the pods, but the Maya don't kill the woodpeckers. Instead, they plant other trees for them.
When you kill one, you say they bring the next 2 more coming in. So they are coming, they continue coming till. That's why we are trying to give them something to eat so they could spend the whole day or the rest of their time there and not bother on the cocoa.
Ja, ich sehe Zeit. So muss eigentlich Bioanbau funktionieren. Ne? Man kann nicht alles nachrennen. Manchmal aushält das auch. Ne? Na cool.
And when organic farming works, then nature thrives, and with it, the many animals living there. Fresh fruit are the basis for new generations of cocoa trees. Every bean is a descendant of the gold of the ancient Maya. Once planted in the rich soil, the same miracle takes place that has happened for thousands of years. And so a whole forest of young plants arises. To get the best cocoa, particularly aromatic and productive cultivators are grafted onto hardy rootstocks. They are planted out. Josef Zotter and his family are also invited to plant a cocoa forest. 3 little cocoa plants in the middle of a rainforest in Belize. Everyone starts small. Will that be enough to make chocolate? Luckily, we have the Maya, and now is harvest time. Harvesting is a careful business. The quantities are small, but the best organic quality. This is a real challenge for the farmers.
Bioprodukte zu erzeugen, muss, glaube ich, auch in Zukunft billiger werden. Das kann nicht sein, dass Bioprodukte eigentlich immer irgendwie teurer am Markt sind. Weil eigentlich ist die biologische Wirtschaftsform ja eine einfachere. Der einzige Nachteil ist ja, dass die Erträge oft weit nicht standhalten können. Aber gerade das passiert jetzt in der Agrarwirtschaft ja stark. Und das sieht man auch bei den Kakaobauern, dass sie jetzt wieder nachdenken, wie kann ich meine Erträge steigern, ohne dass ich Kunstdünger geben muss, ohne dass ich spritzen muss.
So this is a small kiln that produces the charcoal. So what we do is we fill up with wood, pieces of wood about this size, put it in the kiln and then we light it, put some wood to keep it going at least for 8 hours dry, and eventually we produce the charcoal.
Justino is off to the Maya farmers to buy their cocoa for Josef Zotter. He travels all day because the farmers live scattered over a wide area and only deliver very small quantities. That's one of the reasons that cocoa from Belize is some of the most expensive in the world. Some farmers produce enough beans to ferment and dry them themselves. They are sent to fermentation box from the cooperative. The delivery is heavy work in the hot and damp rainforest climate.
Mushroom kakaouk? Mushroom kakaouk?
Oprete tiru.
Aha.
Apaan sa kaya tati ha? Sabi kakao ako sa takpan. Ikwat. Wala ba ta kisi spot taras ta.
She's telling us that these are just newly planted trees which already started producing. Again, that's another forastero type mix, and this is Criollo red. You see that little one, she said, it's a very young tree, but it produced already, and it produced a lot of buds. But every time they need to clean underneath.
Mayan creation myths say that the gods made the first humans from corn. Perhaps that's why corn is so important to the Maya. Over time, Mayan food hasn't changed. Only the kitchen is new, even though the corn tortillas are still baked over an open fire. The daily tortillas are eaten with rice and beans, or beans and rice. And on special days, a chicken finds its way into the pot. The cooperative ferments the cocoa at the central collecting points. After 4 to 8 days, the beans have finished fermenting and are taken to the drying house. Here, the right microclimate is vital. Warm, but not too damp, so that the water is gently extracted from the beans. Protecting nature whilst getting the highest quality produce. That's what Josef Zotter is always trying to achieve. It's part of an approach to life.
Ich bin fester Überzeugung, dass es nur so geht, dass möglichst alles Bio ist, dass es einen fairen Umgang mit der Natur, mit den Menschen, mit den Tieren, mit den Pflanzen gibt, mit der Luft, mit allem, weil sonst, wir haben nur den einen Planeten und das ist unser Lebensraum und desto wichtiger ist, dass man sich wieder zurückbesinnt, was Natur eigentlich ist.
The beans are constantly checked to ensure that only the best set off on the journey to Europe. It's all in the color. If the beans are violet, then the fermentation process was not ideal. If they are chocolate brown, then the process was perfect. High-quality cocoa produced under perfect conditions. That's exactly what Josef Zotter was looking for.
Yeah, Amanda, I want to work with you.
Yeah,
huh?
good.
We are a chocolate producer.
Yeah.
I'm in the market, and the customers, they say, Zotter, why is your chocolate so expensive? So I can say, this is the point. This is the transparent, the transparent calculation.
Yeah.
That this is the price what the cacao the farmer needs.
Yeah.
They need it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So, so you mean this price for the farmer, this okay?
Yeah, yeah, it is okay for them. No, farmers want more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Farmers, everybody wants
$100. Yeah.
So we do. It's okay when we pay 5.50 from Belize, and we bring the cacao to
Why would they
Antwerpen?
5.60?
60. Okay. It's okay for you?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
So we do it.
Yeah.
but the Belize cacao is for us the expensive cacao, but this is a good cacao.
Yeah.
The cocoa is not only organic, it is also fairly traded. That guarantees fair working conditions as well as support for social projects.
Was mich so antreibt, den fairen Handel zu unterstützen, ist ja einerseits klar, bin ich froh, dass gewisse Standards oder ein gewisses Niveau erfüllt wird, wo wir den Kakao herholen, weil ich möchte nicht auf Kosten von anderen Produkte produzieren, wo Leid dahinter steht. Und um das geht es. Es geht nicht darum, Almosen zu verteilen und sagen, ja, das ist jetzt eher armer, den gebe ich jetzt ein bisschen was und dann bin ich sozusagen aus dem Schneider. Sondern wir wollen ja alle ein lässiges Leben haben. Ich meine, hat jetzt gar nichts mit Schokolade zu tun. Wir wollen ja klasse Klamotten anziehen, wir wollen klasse Schuhe haben, wir wollen klasse telefonieren. Und wenn wir darüber nachdenken, wie unsere Konsumartikel heute produziert werden, dann holt dann nahezu der Teufel, wenn man genauer reinschaut, wo das alles herkommt und wie viel Leid da erzeugt wird damit.
The Maya have maintained their traditions, not just when it comes to cocoa.
The Mayan food, everything is just steam, boil, no fat, no oil, nothing. That's the way how we the Mayas eat. So that's what I have here. I have the steamed fish here, which is wrapped in leaf and just cooked over open fire heart. And here we have the chippy chopper. It's a young part of the palm. And the leaf is what they use to make basket. So if you are eating the chippy chopper, it's just like you're eating one basket. Don't eat with fork, with knife, or nothing. You just use our finger.
Ich bin schon bei der Soße angekommen. Bei dem Ding, nur mit der Fingerspitze.
Das probiere ich jetzt.
Das ist sehr intensiv.
Das ist auch. Belize ist auch in der Welt nicht bekannt. Also man kennt keine Ananas oder sowas aus Belize und schon gar nicht den Kakao. Und ja, wir werden da wahrscheinlich einer der ganz wenigen sein, die jetzt Belize Kakao unter Anführungszeichen in einem größeren Stil kaufen werden und natürlich auch verarbeiten werden. Ich habe ja schon unzählige Kakaogärten gesehen. Ich habe kaum so gesehen, also diese wirklichen intakten Kakaogärten, nicht? Wenn es ein Paradies gibt, und das habe ich jetzt wirklich ein paar Mal erlebt, das sind teilweise paradiesische Zustände.
Cocoa produced under fair conditions and with no child labour, and added to that, of the best organic quality. Sadly, this is the absolute exception in the global marketplace. The Zotters have discovered this treasure in the cocoa forests of Belize.